Welcome in, everybody. We're going to be doing something a little bit different here. We're going to be going through the Clan Invasion technical readout. I do plan on going through all of them, but this is the one I have, so this is where we're going to be starting. I hope you enjoy what is to come. So we're looking at the Fire Moth. Now, Inner Sphere designation for this is the Dasher. It is a light Omni mech. 20 tons, has a 200 XL engine, cruising speed of 108 kilometers per hour, maximum speed of 162, 216 with mask. It is not jump capable. It does have ferrofibrous armor. And yeah, it's an interesting little mech. This is the mech that was designed to originally actually by Cloud Cobras to be an infantry delivery device. The original design, like the prototype design, had like bulky ass cargo pods attached to it for the infantry to sit in. That got kiboshed real quick because it looked fucking dumb. However, with that, after Clan Ghostbearer took possession of the designs for the Fire Moth, they left the arms mounted high. The reason for that is because it let there was less brush off when it came to elementals being on the torso compared to more traditional low slung humanoid arms. And additionally, it let the angry little bastards jump off the mech faster. Now this is the design is mostly used by Ghostbear. It's generally unpopular with the rest of the clans due to the fact that it's too light and defenseless, and it's fucking goofy looking. So let's take a look here at some of the loadouts. We have the Prime loadout, which comes with an SRM-6, SRM-4, and 2 ER medium lasers. Now, this comes with 40 rounds of ammunition for the SRMs. You're looking at just the standard heat sinks, so it's 10 double heat sinks, which for the Prime version, you're looking at between 17 and 19 heat per round out of the 20 that it can sink. So you can fire all of the things every round until you run out of ammo, and you will not overheat this mech. You could run and do it, you could stand still and do it, whatever you choose. Now we have the Prime, or sorry, the A variant. Now this one is in my opinion, it seems to be more of a support piece. You have tag, you have an active probe, you have streak SRM4s, and you have an anti-missile system. Now, it's super cheap for what it is. It's only 639 battle value, compared to the where the hell did you go? 1251 of the Prime variant. However, you're basically just kind of parking this next to a more valuable mech and hoping the AMS does its job, in my opinion. Now we move on to the B variant, another fairly cool variant. We're looking with this one at 8 to 10 heat per round. So that's like up. You could run, and you're still only generating half the heat that this thing can sink in a single round, which is actually pretty awesome. This one comes with an ECM suite. You got a pair of machine guns for up close and personal Daka. You have 2 medium pulse lasers for some medium range hello. Pardon me. And then you have an A pod for when infantry decides to get a little bit too uppity. All in all, it doesn't seem like it's a bad variant. It's more, again, like this to me reads more as a way to get elementals into combat than anything. So now we are going to look at the C variant. This comes with a pair of LRM-5s and an AMS. Not really much to it. This is a medium to long range harassment variant, I would say. This is, you're going to be standing, you're going to be running and moving at long range. With the C variant here, you're generating a maximum of 7 heat, and that's while running. Since it's not a jump capable mech, so you don't have to worry about that. Honestly, this is actually, I would say, a pretty decent configuration for acting as a distraction. The D variant. Now, this is where we start to get a little bit spicy. So with this variant, we're looking at 2 ER medium lasers in the right arm, an ER medium laser in the right torso, targeting comp, a flamer in the right torso, and 2 more ER medium lasers in the left arm. Now, this is a pricey mech at battle value 2307. It's also a really hot fucking mech. You're not firing all of your weaponry every turn with this, as standing still and firing everything is gonna net you 28 heat. 25 if you're at range and you're not using the flamer. That's out of a total capacity to sink 20 heat. And that's not moving or running. So like if you were to run up to a mech and get in nice and close and unload everything you had on it, you'd be looking at 30 heat generated. Get a little toasty inside that cockpit. Like maybe if you want to preheat your cheese curds for your poutine, might be an idea. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it though. Next, we're going to look at the E configuration. Now, this is just ATM6. That's it. That's all. 4 to 6 heat per turn. It's, again, it's something cheap to bring elementals and other battle armor into combat. Next, we are going to look at the F configuration. This, to me, reads as a mech that is designed to punch above its weight class. We're looking at 3 AP Gauss rifles fed with 40 rounds of ammunition, and 3 ER medium lasers and an active probe. So heat generation for this, if you were to run and fire all of your weapons, you're looking at 20 heat. So you're looking at net even heat for this. This actually, honestly, would probably be one of my favorite variants. Just, looking at it as the on-paper version of the mech. Definitely worth putting in a clan force if you need something small that can, poke shots from a distance and, potentially core out a larger mech. Now we're going to move on to the H configuration. This is another warm mech. They decided to add another heat sink. It's pointless to do. You're gonna see why in just a moment. This one has 5 heavy small lasers in the right arm and 4 more heavy small lasers in the left arm. You were to fire all those weapons, you're looking at 27 heat standing still, 29 heat if you ran, and it can sink a total capacity of 22 in a turn. So, again, if you want your poutine cheese to be nice and warm, this is the mech for you. And finally, we're going to take a look at the K configuration. Now, this one here sports heavy medium. See here. 2 heavy medium lasers, 1 in each arm, 6 light machine guns, again, 3 in each arm, and the array to kind of group them all together. As far as machine gun ammo, you're looking at 100 rounds split between the 6 machine guns, and it has a pair of B-pods. Again, just in case some infantry decides to get uppity and try its luck. Overall, it's not a terrible mech. Some of the variants are questionable, in my opinion. Like, I doubt I would use either the D or the H variant, but you know what? There are some that would. And if that's your bag, if you like, if you like running around in a little warmer mech, fucking give her tits. Next, we're gonna look at the Piranha, another 20-ton light mech. It's run by a 180 XL engine, has a cruising speed of 97 kilometers per hour and a maximum speed of 151. Again, it's another non-jump capable mech. And this one was actually created by Clan Diamond Shark in order to combat inner sphere infantry and light vehicle forces. It was created just before Tukiyid, and it is one of the few mechs within the Clan Invasion timeline, the Clan base mechs, that isn't an Omni mech. Now, it is pretty cheap. It's only 998 battle value. The main version of it comes with a pair of ER medium lasers, 1 in each arm, an ER small laser in the center torso, and 6 machine guns in each of the side torsos. So that's right, you heard me. That's 12 machine guns. Those are being fed by 200 rounds of machine gun ammo. Now, this thing doesn't generate a lot of heat. We're looking at 12 to 14 heat per turn, but unfortunately it only has single heat sinks, so and it only has 10 of them. So you're looking at even standing still, if you were to try and fire everything, like both your lasers, medium lasers, and your small laser, and all your machine guns, you're looking at 12 heat. Now, generally, you're not going to be firing all of the things at once. Your medium lasers are going to be for getting in close, and then you're going to switch to machine guns when you're in close range, and possibly even your small laser. Regardless, it's not a terrible mech. It does run a little bit warm. So if you do happen to like sweating a little bit, maybe you want to remove some weight, grab some water, put it in there, go to town. You have instant cockpit sauna. Alrighty, now on to the Commando IIC. This is another 20. This is a 25-ton light mech. Has an endosteel chassis. You're looking at a 150 fusion engine, just a standard fusion engine. As far as the armaments go, you're looking at 2 ER medium lasers, 1 SRM-6, and 3 SRM-4s. Now, this thing sinks 20 heat. If you were to decide to Alpha Strike, you're looking at 25 heat. So this is another mech that runs warm should you decide to fire everything. However, as is said, Alpha Strike is not the default fire method, or shouldn't be anyway. So what you look at is this mech is generally run more by like free births and bondsmen, stuff like that. People that aren't necessarily as high up within clan society. It is a pretty solid mech, though. The Commando is it's a tough little guy. It's been around since the Star League era, and this is definitely an improvement on that design. Now we're going to look at the Fire Falcon. This is another 25-ton light mech. Again, endo steel chassis. It does have a 200 XL engine, which means you're looking at potential bad times if a side torso gets blowed up. As far as speed, it's about average for a clan light mech. You're looking at 8 walking and 12 running movement points. That's 86 kilometers an hour and 129 kilometers an hour, respectively. It's it's a nice little Jade Falcon mech. It isn't terrible. Most of the variants actually run reasonably cool. You don't see a lot that's too over the top. Now, that being said, we're going to look at the different variants. So we got the Prime variant, which contains 2 ER medium lasers, 2 ER small lasers, medium pulse laser, and 2 Streak 4s. Now, this variant, standing still, generates 24 heat should you decide to Alpha Strike. I wouldn't suggest doing so. Now, it does generate up to 26 heat should you run. Now, it does only have 10 double heat sinks, which only gives you 20 heat, which can be dissipated. Now that's the Prime variant. I don't see that. I'm not too big of a fan of that one. On to the A variant, which this one sports an Ultra AC2, an ER small laser, and an LRM 10. So it's not terrible. It comes with like a respectable amount of ammunition for everything. And you're only looking at 8 to 10 heat per round if you are firing all of the things. So this is the mech for somebody who wants to just Alpha Strike. Shoot all of the things all of the time, and, ammunition be damned. Next, we are going to look at the A configuration. That was the A configuration. Now we're going to look into the B configuration. This one has a targeting computer and 2 ER large lasers. This is the mech for when you want things to just go away. And hey, you know what? It's actually perfect for use on Arctic in Arctic style environments, as it generates a minimum of 24 heat should you decide to fire both of those ER large lasers, and can only sink 20. So if you can find a way to keep this thing cool externally, it might be an idea. I don't know if I would run it. The fact that it generates 24 heat standing still, if you fire both of its 2 weapons, to me, that's a design flaw. But, you know what? A pair of ER large lasers, that can do some damage. Next, we're going to take a look at the C variant. This is another one that actually runs pretty cool. You're looking at 4 machine guns in the right arm, fed by 100 rounds of ammo, a medium pulse laser, a small pulse laser, and an ER small laser all in the left arm, and 2 SRM-6 launchers in the left torso. It's actually not terrible. For the C variant, you're looking at 12 to 14 heat per round, which means that you can sustain fire with all of your weapons on a single target and not worry about overheating, no matter what you do. The D variant is another one that actually runs pretty cool. It's sporting a Narc missile beacon, 2 SRM4s, an ER medium laser, and a tag. So this one here, based on the loadout, is more of a support mech. This one, you're going to be running around and essentially painting targets for your missile boats. That Timberwolf in the back is going to really appreciate the fact that this thing can get in, tag a target, and get out, and move on to another target to tag. Literally, it has tag. So now we're gonna move on to another actually really cool variant, like cool temperature-wise. The E configuration, which just has an ATM-12 in the left torso. That's it. That's all. It generates 8 to 10 heat. There's really not too much to say about this variant. It's pretty simple. It's, middle of the road as far as battle value wise. And since it is an Omni-Mech, it would be a sufficient delivery device for elementals. Now we're going to look at the final variant here in the Clan Invasion TRO. That's the H configuration. Now, this one sports 3 extra dual heat sinks, and it needs it. So the loadout for this, we're looking at a heavy medium laser and a medium pulse laser in the right arm. The left arm contains a heavy medium laser and a medium pulse laser. And the center torso holds 2 heavy small lasers. If you were to fire everything that this mech can fire in one round, you are looking at 22 to 24 heat out of the 26 possible to dissipate. So this one actually, as far as an energy-based mech goes, is my favorite out of the variants for the Fire Falcon. You can fire all of the things all day. You're not going to worry about overheating. And like, considering its speed, like I said, it's 812. So this thing can move. And as a harassing energy mech, or even a harassing mech that is just running in, dropping off elementals, and running away, this is a pretty strong variant. It is, I do believe, actually the most... Nope, it is not the most expensive. The B configuration is the most expensive version of the Fire Falcon at 1570 battle value. Next, we are going to look at the Mist Lynx. This is another 25-ton light mech. We're looking at an endo-steel chassis, 175 XL engine, cruising speed of 75 kilometers an hour, a maximum speed of 118 kilometers an hour, and it has some jump jets, so it can jump around a little bit. And the jump capacity is about 180 meters. So this is a Smoke Jaguar mech originally. It's not terrible actually. It does permanently have an active probe, so it's always got one for every variant. And it's basically it's found its way into the forces of every clan over the years since its inception. As an Omni-Mech, it also acts as a delivery device for clan battle armor. Now let's take a look at some of the variants. So the Prime variant, you're looking at Streak SRM4, 2 machine guns, and an LRM-10. Pretty simple. Generates anywhere from 10 to 16 heat per turn should you fire all of the weapons. And is actually not terrible for what it does. The ability that, like, its ability to get in and out of combat quickly. This is actually not a terrible variant. It doesn't overheat the mech. It actually runs rather cool. If you're standing still, you're only using half of your heat sinking capacity, which you can't really complain about that. Now we have the A variant. I like to call this the fuck you infantry variant, as it sports a flamer, 2 machine guns, a tag, a pair of anti-missile systems, and a pair of A-pods. This is the thing that you run when you know you're going to be coming up against a lot of infantry. As yeah, this looks like it was designed specifically to take infantry on. As far as heat generation, you're looking at 5 to 11 heat per turn. So you can run this and fire all of the things until your guns run dry. Now, let's take a look at the B variant, where things get a little bit more spicy. So the alternate configuration B, you're looking at 2 SRM-6s in the right arm, an ER small laser also in the right arm, and 2 ER medium lasers in the left arm. Now, those lasers are generally what's going to make this a little bit warmer. If you were to fire all of your weapons in a turn, you're looking at a minimum of 20 heat, and that's standing still. If you're moving, including jumps, that's up to 26 heat generated. So you kind of have to monitor what weapons you're using, and not fire all of the things all of the time. But this is a pretty solid variant. It can hold its own. It is, like I said, kind of warm as you're running around. The C variant is another one that's kind of runs the line of being a little bit warm. So you're looking at, for the C variant, an ER large laser, an ER medium laser. There's an ECM suite in this one, and it also comes with a single anti-missile system fed by 24 rounds of ammunition for that. As far as heat generation for the C, you're looking at 18 to 24 heat. If you're just walking or running, you should be fine. Jumping, you may run into a situation where a literal fire is lit under your ass if you're doing it too much. A good pilot will be able to keep that under control and make sure that the mech doesn't burn itself out. So that is the C configuration. Now we're going to move on to the D configuration. This one's another one that runs nice and cool. Like, you can run around and jump all day with this, and you will not overheat your mech. The D configuration sports an ER medium laser and an ER small laser in the right arm. And the left arm has nothing special, just an Ultra AC2. It's a fairly cheap mech. You're looking at a 842 battle value. I think this is actually the cheapest of all of the variants. Yes, this is... Nope, sorry. Configuration A is. This is the second cheapest of all of the variants, so if battle value is a thing, this might be the one to look at. You're generating 9 to 15 heat per turn out of the 20 that you can sink. So with this configuration, you can go all day and not have to worry about really anything. That was the D configuration. Now we're going to move on to the E configuration. Okay, apparently I didn't do some, but that's okay. We're going to look at the E configuration here. There's not too much to talk about with this. We got 4 ER small lasers and an ATM-6. This is going to be a fairly cool version of this mech. You're not, like, you're basically, you're going to be getting up close and personal letting off your ER small lasers, dropping your battle armor payload, and getting the fuck out of dodge. That's the goal for this one. There's not really too much more I can say about that. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the F configuration. Now, this one is spicy. We're looking at 2 heavy medium lasers, 2 heavy small lasers. Those are both in the right arm, and then the left arm has a heavy medium laser, 2 heavy small lasers, and a light tag. So with this, you're not, even standing still, you shouldn't be firing all of your weapons. You're looking at standing still. If you were to alpha strike with this, you're generating 33 heat out of the 20 that this thing can sink. That's going to be exceptionally warm. If you're moving, you're looking at up to 39 heat. That's nearly double the capacity that this thing can take. It's it's a pretty spicy mech. This is the mech that you run if you are used to living in desert climates and don't mind sweating your ass off. Now there are a few more variants. I won't really be going into those. They're much the same as what we have going on, of just based on looking at them. They all seem to run just a little bit warm. Alrighty, now on to the Arctic Cheetah. Now, this mech was designed to replace the Mist Lynx by Clan Ice Hellion, only to be captured, like the designs to be captured by Clan Smoke Jaguar in 3037. All around, it's actually not a terrible mech. Most of the variants seem to run rather cool. Now let's go through them. We're gonna take a look at the Prime variant first, as we do. With this variant, you're sporting in the right arm an LRM-5, an ER medium laser. In the right torso, the ammo for your LRM. You also have a flamer and an active probe. In the left arm, you have, once again, an LRM-5 and a medium laser. The left torso contains the ammo for your LRM-5, a tag, and an ECM suite. Now, the generation for this, as it is a jump-capable mech as well, like the heat generation is not terrible. You're looking at 17 to 23 heat if you're firing everything. That's out of the 20 available, so you can jump around with this mech as long as you're not firing all of the things in this configuration. You should be fine. Like, basically, don't fire the flamer, and you can jump all day, your full distance, and not have to worry. Now, for the the A configuration, this here contains a Streak SRM-6 and a small pulse laser in the right arm, and a Streak SRM-6 and a flamer in the left arm. Now, this is a slightly cooler variant of the Prime variant. It also doesn't come with the tag, ECM, or active probe. However, you are only generating 13 to 19 heat per round. The 19 heat is jumping at max distance. So it's actually not terrible. You can just keep the trigger pulled all day, and until you run out of ammo, you're not really going to be worrying about too much. And with streaks, it does become a lot more ammo efficient, as they don't fire if you're going to miss. So, that's a thing. Moving on, we're going to take a look at alternate configuration B. This comes with an LB2X autocannon in the right arm that is paired up with a flamer in the same arm. And the ammo for that is in the right torso. You're on the left arm, it's sporting a medium pulse laser and an ER medium laser. This is another pretty solid variant. You can move your full move, you can jump around, you can do what you need to do, and you're not going to overheat this mech. Unless there's like engine hits or things like that, like straight from turn 1 until, fuckery happens, you're only generating a maximum of 19 heat by jumping your full distance and firing all of your weapons. It's actually a really decent little mech. And a decent little variant of this mech. I would run this configuration all day, every day. Now we're going to look at the C variant. This one is a little bit spicier. It does require the pilot to have a little bit more control over their trigger finger. As in the right arm, you have 2 ER medium lasers. In the right torso, you have an active probe and a medium pulse laser. In the left arm, you have 2 ER medium lasers. And in the left torso, you're looking at a medium pulse laser and a flamer rather than an active probe. Now, the heat generation for this, if you're firing all of the things, is a minimum of 28 heat. You're not going to need to fire all of the weapons all of the time. But just know that the full Alpha Strike heat for this, if you were to jump into combat, basically generate as much heat as you can, you're looking at a maximum of 34 heat generated. This variant can only sink 20, as with most variants. Everything other than the H, actually. So the C variant does require a little bit more control of your trigger finger. But it is a very energy-heavy configuration, which makes it it makes it a tough opponent, but it also makes it run hot. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the D configuration now. This comes with an LRM-10 in the right arm. You got a flamer in the right torso, and an LRM-10 in the left arm. This is the variant for when you kind of want to just run around, back a little bit and harass the opposing force / mech and pick them apart from a distance. It's not a terrible configuration. It's another one that I would run myself. You're looking at anywhere from 11 to 17 heat if you're firing all of the things, including the flamer. Generally, you're not going to be firing the flamer with the LRM-10s, so you're really only looking at 8 heat generated per turn, up to, you got what, 6? Up to about 14 heat generated per turn by jumping and firing all of your LRMs. Not a bad deal, if I do say so myself. Finally, we're going to look at the H configuration. Now, this is the spicy boy of the Arctic Cheetah. I would call this configuration actually the Desert Cheetah, as you once again are looking at a ridiculous amount of heat generation. That is due to a heavy medium laser in the right arm, an ER large laser in the left arm, combined with a flamer, and then 2 heavy small lasers in the left torso. Heat generation for this, again, you're looking at 28 to 34 heat generated if you were to fire all of the things. However, this does come with 3 extra dual heat sinks. So instead of only having 20 heat sinking capability, you have 26 heat sinking capability, which means that you won't cook as fast. The key to using this variant is not to fire all of your lasers all of the time. Trigger control. Definitely trigger control. And the last mech for today, we're going to look at the Hellion. This is another 30-ton Omni mech. It's powered by a 210 XL engine. You're looking at a cruising speed of 75 kilometers an hour, a maximum speed without using mask of 118, 151 while using mask. This is a zippy boy. It's another one created by Clan Ice Hellion, using a heavier version of the Mist Lynx chassis. As we all remember, the Mist Lynx was a 25-ton mech, so we're adding another 5 tons here, and making it a little bit more durable. So this is another mech that is not jump capable. However, let's take a look at the weapon configurations, shall we? We're gonna start with the Prime. This one's a spicy boy. You're looking at, and again, like these totals for heat are if you are firing all of the things. Trigger control is necessary. So right arm, you're looking at 2 ER medium lasers. Left arm is a single ER medium laser. The right torso sports an LRM-10. It also sports a Streak SRM-2, and the left torso streaks a pair of Streak SRM-2s, and the head has an ER medium laser mounted in it. Because why the fuck not? Now, with all of that, you're looking at heat generation. Again, this is if you were to fire all of the weapons, of anywhere from 30 to 32 heat. The double heat sinks that this comes with, the 10 of them, can only sink 20 heat. So you are looking at, if you're standing still, going 10 over your maximum heat, should you decide to fire all of the things. Can't stress enough, trigger control. Next, we're going to take a look at the A variant. This one runs quite a bit cooler, as it has 3 LRM-10 launchers, 1 in the right arm, 1 in the left arm, and 1 in the center torso. And it also spouts, once again, an ER medium laser in the dome. You're looking here at anywhere from 17 to 19 heat generated in a turn. You could run around with this all day and fire until your LRMs run out. And it would be nice and chilly inside of your mech. Not a bad variant. It's kind of pricey. It is cheaper than the Prime variant. And actually, it looks like it is the cheapest out of the 4 variants of this mech. When I say cheapest, I mean battle value-wise. Now we're going to take a look at alternate configuration B. Now, this one... Okay, so there's 3 extra double heat sinks in this one, and I don't think that was enough. So for alternate configuration B, you have a heavy large laser in the right arm. The right torso sports 2 heavy medium laser. The left torso also sports 2 heavy medium lasers. And the dome has a heavy small laser. Now, with all of those energy weapons, that's generating, if you were to fire them all, you're generating from 49 to 51 heat per turn. I understand redundancy, but that's a little ridiculous. It's fine. Now, it does come with 3 extra double heat sinks, which bumps the heat sinking capacity up to 26. So yeah, you can double your heat capacity by firing all of the things and quickly blow up your mech or shut it down, since this is primarily an energy based mech, so you don't really have to worry about blowing up your ammunition. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the C variant. This is another one that runs a little bit warm. You're looking here at an ER medium laser and the right torso combined. It's nestled there with a targeting computer. An ER medium laser also in the left torso, and that's accompanied by an ATM-6 launcher with 30 rounds of ammo. And then in the center torso, you have two ER medium lasers. Now, if you were to fire all of the things, you're looking at anywhere from 24 to 26 heat generated out of the 20 that it can sink. However, this one is a little bit more reasonable, as you're probably not going to be firing all of the things at once. I could see firing maybe all of the ER medium lasers, potentially. Depending on range and what you need to, what you need to take out. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me ramble on about battle mechs. There will be more of these in the future if you guys so choose. So if you do like what you see here, don't hesitate. Drop a like, drop a sub as well. I would really appreciate it. It'll tell me that what I'm doing here is something that you all want to see more of. This is something that I do. This is another thing that I do plan on doing more of, going through the various technical readouts and going over the mechs contained therein. If there is a mech you would like me to cover specifically, please drop it in the comments. I will see about getting to that. I may do a short. I may do its own video. Who knows? Although one thing I do know is I hope to see you back real soon. Cheers.